wrong turn. One tall ugly. Watch any young man in my fun, no, yeah, in the presence of my enemies. My cup runneth over, it's a no, hey, everybody bring your calabashi. One shot, no, she won't put a laminji. My famous, only my people who by jolly. The ones who they call you friends, if you them, maybe them, leave for me away. Them boy there, can't set me up on no ends, no, buy me no lonely beers. Aye, why them a pray me, them a bad mind me, them can't overstand on me done every ready. Well, I show no excess in O's in this lyric, I go in a warfare. Guaranteed I'm a go with shit. Lyric I can't turn them in a them days like Taibo. My name not Billy, me no Master Blank. Skank man a skank to the sound of Gina Gang. Welcome to Jam Rock, the one yeah. Welcome to Saigon. Well, I this ya lion, come to slew when if I spit away, I think I'm a dragon. Me a the talk of the town, one thing we keep 10 toes down. Head side, that's the only one me fit to wear me crown. Nobody never carry last. The only last me carry is when me have to cut the snakes on the grass. Me no bad friend and me no keep friending farmer. Keep my parties close and my enemies closer. Now the whole of them a balloons. Wait them man, I who that I come. Wait them man, them think we dead come. Wait them man, me a the done black. Man a band leader, me no follow. You where me go do now? Catch on Joe. Even your coffins call me your bro. Sardine me, I'm a hate of my dog. Man a band leader, me no follow. You where
Give your leg back, plumb me. No, ya de caco, Nenye be ya me wo kata lenya bon blood wo mutila. Ye ya nya de kako ye. The Tibe Mafia. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe it.
My name is Eunice Cromwell and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch Trend Africa TV.
Welcome to Africa.
Well, my viewer, you're welcome to Western Togoland Situation Room. If you are watching me for the first time, this is Western Togoland Situation Room, where we tell you the truth for you to be your own judge. Let me, like I always do, let me salute my favorite audience. Mr. Abonyo, I salute you. Mr. Adeli, I have not seen you yet, but I know you'll be here. Mr. Gerardo, wherever you are, I say God bless you and God be with you. You've been one of our resource person on this program anytime, and I think now you are a little busy. You cannot be on my show. We are missing you so much, especially now that we are talking about the environment. It is our hope that you will soon finish whatever you are doing and be part of us. My audience miss you a lot. My regards to Togbi Gamedra, wherever you are. My salute to you, Mr. Tetevia, whatever you are, I salute you. I welcome everybody to this program. At the same time, I want you to share the link whilst we roll onto the program. I have not seen my people yet. A lot of people are not here, but I want you, those of you that will be coming on the show, I will then take a break so that you can share the link. But I will start once I see my people coming. I'll go on a short commercial break so that you can share the link. We want you to invite your friends and ask your friends also to invite somebody so that the person can join us and watch us so that we can have a fruitful and a wonderful show. We need everyone to be part of Western Togoland Situation Room. This is not about only Western Togoland, it's about everybody. It's about Ghana, it's about Western Togoland, it's about the whole world, it's about Africa, it's about everything. So we are we are not limited to Western Togoland issue. And on that note, I say a very big thank you for last week. Those of you who were with me last week, we dived into a serious issue last week. We look at the environment. We talk about the environmental governance, how our environment should be, how we should protect our environment. This has been part of the education that People's Liberation Council of Western Togoland has been giving to the people of Western Togoland from time to time. Myself, I've been part of this education. We have this is not the first time we are educating people on the environment. People Liberation Council have done this for a very long time, for some time now, and we have done this program. But on this channel, this medium where we are doing on Facebook Live, these are the first time that we are bringing this issue to our people. It means that the greater number of people who were not able to see us or were not able to get this message from us from the onset, now they are getting it from us. But the whole idea is that it is not about you getting the message or listening to me all the time. The idea is you being the doers of what we say. You don't just be the listeners. No, just be the doers of what we are saying. If you are a good citizens of Western Togoland, then you must take our education on the environmental governance seriously, how you should protect your environment and how you should not allow your environment to be exploited to the detriment of your own head and people around you. That is all that we are trying to put across here. The environment, we say, it is where we live. And if we don't take care of our environment, if we don't protect our environment, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you that we are in trouble. Danger is looming ahead. You can see the desertification is moving toward the southward. Those people who are not lucky like us, that they find themselves in the desert, they are crying because of the desertification of the land and how it is moving, fast moving. We are lucky that we find ourselves in the forest and areas surrounded by water and other stuff. But now our action, if we don't take care of our action, if we are not careful, our own action will send us to desert. Because if we keep cutting down our trees and we are not replanting anything to replace it, if we keep destroying our water bodies, if we keep destroying our water bodies, soon our water bodies will dry up. Maybe at that time, me and you, we are dead and gone. But our children's children are the people who will come and suffer. If we cut down the tree and we don't replace them, what will happen? You know what will happen if we cut down trees and we don't actually replace them. So this is why People Liberation Council of Western Togoland have taken it upon itself to educate everyone on tree planting. And as a matter of fact, People Liberation Council have put up a seedling program that about some years ago, we were educating people on how to plant tree, and we were distributing tree seedling to people to go ahead and plant. Now, People Liberation Council of Western Togoland, they are asking for support. They are calling on support of any organization, any NGO, any governmental organization, anybody at all, be individual, anyone who can support, so that we can build upon this program of our environment, so we can continue to educate our citizens to take up the challenges of our environment. So People Liberation Council is calling on you. If you support what People Liberation Council is doing, what we are saying in terms of environment, if you are indeed a good citizen, and if you are a patriot of our country and you want us to continue to do this program, you are invited to support PLC to carry out this program. All our program is not only this, we will talk about so many stuff. Today, I'm just giving you some recap. My program is going to be very short. I'm going to do the program with you. I'm watching if my people are here so that we can go on a short commercial break. Then when we come back, we can continue so that I just want to give you the opportunity to share the link so that when we come back, we will continue. But let me just do some recapping of what we did last week, because the last week we talked a lot. We talk about Western Togoland, be mindful of the dangers of the environmental degradation activities. In that we caution that if you are a Western Togolander and you love your environment, be very mindful about activities that will degrade your environment, and you should also not allow anyone to degrade the environment. If you see somebody engaging in activities that will degrade the environment, please kindly reach out to the appropriate authorities, inform them about those activities. It will be investigated by the appropriate authorities, and the needful will be done. You can go to your chiefs. Do not, your chiefs are very mindful about the environment because the chiefs are also living within the environment. So if you see anything that is destroying your environment and you go to your chiefs, I am hoping that your chief will not sit down idle. Your chief will act upon it. So if you don't know where to go, if you don't know anybody to talk to, you can talk to your chiefs wherever you are. There is a chief in every community. Wherever we live, we have chiefs that supersede those lands. You should not, you yourself, you should not think of using your timbers or whatever, anything that we have around for your personal benefit and leaving the environment into in danger. We want you, if you use something for your benefit, you should also do something to replace it for the benefit of the environment and everybody. That is what we are pushing. If we want to be a good citizen, it starts from right now. We have for the past years, we have actually educated our people and said that, listen, let's take up the challenges of environment. We don't have to wait to for anybody, being a government or being whoever, to come and do stuff that we can do for ourselves. If there is something that we can do for ourselves, let's just start doing it. We don't have to wait until the government have its time to come and do it for us. No, if you see any litter around, you can pick it up, because those litters, if you don't pick them around, they run into your gutters, they choke your gutters will be breeding mosquito will be biting you, you'll be sick, you'll get malaria. The little money that you have to spend on yourself, you have to take those money to the hospital. If you are not lucky, you will even die of malaria. If you check the government records, you will know the number of people who die a year as a result of malaria. So why should we wait for government or whoever? Do we want government to come and remove the dirt in our gutters? You see, do you want government to come and clear our environment that we live so that it will avoid the breeding of mosquitoes? If we see any place that is a stagnant water, that is a dirty one, that you think that this thing is a very good cause for breeding of mosquito, you can find a way of clearing that water so that it will not breed mosquito. This, you don't have to wait for anybody to come and do it for you. If you want government to come and do that one for you, then prepare to pay taxes for that too. Because if government gets someone to do that and they tell you how much the government is going to pay that person, you will marvel. You will marvel. So let us do stuff for ourselves. Let us be our own keepers. Let us keep eye on our community. That is what People Liberation Council of Western Togoland, they are telling you. We talk about exploitation of our mineral resources. We talk about tapping the mineral resources. If we talk about mineral, people only think about oil. We are not talking about only oil and gold. We are talking about timbers here. We show videos last week of close to the river bank, the Dai water reserve. We show where people were cutting down trees. Oh yeah, that's the picture we showed last week. You can see the log being packed in some truck, some on the floor, and this is done close to the river, one of the tribute river to Volta River. And we said if we allow this thing to go on, what will happen is that the debris will be deposited in the river Volta, the main river, and as time goes on, the river will get choked or pile up with debris, and that can cause different things. The river can dry up, and we all know when the river dry up, all of us will be affected. We talk about that, and we also say that the Article 8 of the UN Transition Agreement, which is Article 8 of that Transition Agreement, Article 8 have protected Western Togolanders in terms of mineral resources, that the mineral resources should not be exploited. We should not allow foreigners to come and take our mineral resources away at the detriment of ourselves. We should be, if it have to be done, it have to be done in a way that it will benefit the people on the ground. But that does not mean that you, the Western Togolanders, should take advantage of that and take over the resources, or it could be timber or anything, and without allowing the people around to benefit or protecting the environment. Whatever you do, you must first of all protect the environment. The environment is very important because that is where we live. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm still waiting for my viewers. I can see Mr. Benadel is already here, and yeah, only him that I can see. I know a few people are here, but I'm still waiting so that I can go on commercial break. But I will take a few minutes and talk on my own until I am ready to go on a commercial break. Yes. Like we said, the main idea of our environment that People Liberation Council is doing, like I said before, People Liberation Council is calling for partnership, or is calling for support. If you have anything to offer in terms of the environment, if you want to support so that we can protect our environment, People Liberation Council is calling on you. You say you are welcome. If you are watching me, if you are from Western Togoland, if you have been one of my favorite viewers, if you are even not a favorite viewer, if you are watching me for the very first time, if you want us to continue this program, we want you to embark on the education that we are giving. We want you to take action. If you can see, if you have an environment, all that the People Liberation Council is saying is very simple. If you have an environment and you have something lacking, you don't have to wait for anybody to come and do it for you. What you have to do is, if you have a place that you don't have a potable drinking water, people have to travel a long distance to go to rivers and fetch water to drink. Sometimes those waters are not clean enough for us to drink, but we have no choice. What do? You can gather your community. You can talk to the community, go to the chiefs, talk to them. Now listen, we can do something about this. How much is borehole? We can make a borehole so that instead of our children going to the riverside, if we don't take time, our children, the water can take them away. Some can get drowned. You see, that is a very danger for us. So what we have been teaching for the past year, we say, okay, organize the community yourself. Make donations towards boreholes. You can make a borehole and you get a potable water. And you save your children from traveling far distance to a river that is not even good. You see? So make a borehole and then let's move on. If you could see your street don't have trees, you can come for a seedling and plant. You can plant trees along your street, protect your street. That you can do that without asking anybody to come and do it for you. If you don't have a street light and you say, oh, this is dangerous, because if our children go out in the night, if there is no street light for them to see, any bad person can hide within in the dark and attack them. So let's get a street light. If the government is not doing this, if opinion leaders are not helping, you, the community, can do this. What we're saying is that look for the cost of electric pole. Find out how many electric poles do we need. That would be the first step. If you are able to plant the electric poles, and then you call on the government to come and put in fix the wires, maybe they will come and do it. If for some time or some reason they are not doing it, you can also take a further step and have it done yourself. There is nothing wrong doing that. We have actually educated people. I understand the fear of people doing this program in the name of People Liberation Council, but this is not what we are teaching you. Don't go and be doing stuff and be mentioning People Liberation Council. No, if there is no water in your community, go out there and drill a borehole. Get your own community to donate, do whatever you can do with your own people who will benefit from the water, and drill the borehole. You'll be surprised. If there's a road, a federal road in your community, and that road is not good, you think that this road is a danger to our health, fix it. You can fix it. You don't have to wait for anybody. You can call the community, donate. If when I say donate, it does not mean People Liberation Council brought an idea before. The idea People Liberation Council was teaching our people at the time is that you don't necessarily have to donate money. What you need is everybody is working. What do you sell? Whatever you sell, donate it. If you are selling cassava, donate a bag of cassava. We'll go and sell it and bring the money. If you are selling cement for people to build, donate maybe 3 bags of cement. And we'll sell that one and add the money. If you are selling akpatashi, donate your alcohol that you are selling. If you are selling gari, donate. You see, when we sell it, the money that we are going to make, we use it. If you are selling charcoal, donate 1 bag of charcoal. Whatever, we don't say bring money. You see, when you go to and you are not bringing this to People Liberation Council, you are bringing this to your own community leaders who will be in front of you getting the money, raising funds to make sure that your road is fixed. People have done it. When we get to the time we talk about the developmental issue, we will bring people, we will mention towns that have been able to do this. I know communities, the village, that have been able to construct a whole road. I know that. I have lived there before, so I know what I'm talking about. They've constructed a whole road. There was a bridge. They have to make a bridge over some river so that they can be able to cross to the next town. They were able to do that. And how were they able to do it? They were just contributing whatever they have. They contributed not money, whatever they have, and then that's what they use. Then they crossed from their community. They went to the other town, and they told them that, listen, we want to construct a bridge over the river so that you too can also benefit. So if you want to come, you just have to use the car. You don't have to be walking and be crossing water and be using boat. When the water is full, you have to use boat. And sometimes children get drawn in the water and stuff like that. And when the idea was sold to other village, they buy the idea and they also contributed. They did not contributed money. They contributed their produce, whatever they produce, whatever they sell to make living. That's what they contributed. And then when this thing was sold, they used the money to construct the road and the bridge. And this is done. I know a town today that when People Liberation Council was teaching, they came for some seedling. They plant some trees along their street. Some people also plant coconuts alongside of their road. But we lost that program. Why? Because you got to a point they were afraid. People were telling them, "Oh, if you are doing this, you'll be arrested," or because the name People Liberation Council was attached to it. But we don't get this. I personally don't get it. That when we are doing a good thing, why should we get arrested for doing the good things? Why should we get arrested? Who should arrest you for planting tree along your street? Who should arrest you for trying to construct a road so that you yourself, it will benefit you yourself? If that, then I don't know. If you'll be arrested for that, then I don't know. If there's no street light in your community and you were trying to get electric pole erected so that the government can be able to put the electric power around so you can get electric, and you'll be arrested. You don't have a good drinking water, and you're trying to mobilize the community to be able to make a borehole, and you'll be arrested for this. That's what I'm telling you. If you are doing this, you are not doing it in the name of PLC. You are doing it in your personal name and the name of the community, because you are not bringing PLC in. PLC is not giving you money to go and do that. PLC's idea is to tell you what you can do for yourself. You don't have to wait for nobody. So if you hear from what we are saying, if you heard from us and you put it into action, you are not putting it into action in the name of PLC. But when you are doing it, let me know, okay? So that in future I can talk about it. Let me know. If you are doing anything of that sort, let me know. Now, let me tell you one thing before I go on a short commercial break. Every community, every village, every town, you have somebody who have traveled from your community, from your town to Accra for greener pastures. You have somebody who have traveled to Kumasi for greener pastures. You have somebody that have traveled to Tema for greener pastures. You have somebody that have traveled to Takoradi for, you know, a whole lot of places for greener pastures. You have somebody that have traveled outside Africa. And when it's Christmas, these people come down to the community. When it's Easter, they come down. Those who are in America, they come down. Those who are in UK, they come down. You see them with big dog chains. You see them with expensive clothes. You see them in expensive car. Yes, when they come to the village, when they come to the town, there is no water. There's no good potable drinking water. Put yourself together. Touch them. Tell them. Support us. How much can you give? Somebody can give you $1. Don't say $1 is too small. It is okay. Somebody can give you $500. Tell them this is what we want to do for the community. They will be happy that you, the community, you, the people in the community, are taking action. They'll be happy that when you start doing it, you ask them, oh, can you contribute? If they don't have any produce to contribute, they will give you hard cash because they are from far away. They might not be able to give you what they sell or whatever they do. Some people are selling Obroni Wau. You see? Foes, you call it foes, right? They cannot give you foes because they're far away. You see? But they can give you something small. Any amount of money is not small. Everything that they can give you, they can add it. And then before you see what you were waiting for somebody to come and do for you for years, within a few years, you were able to do it yourself. This is what People Liberation Council is training you to do. This is what we are asking you to do. If you are watching me, this is your job. This is your responsibility. If you believe in a noble state, if you want to make Western Togoland a noble state, you have to do this. Ladies and gentlemen, please, I'm taking a short commercial break. I want to give you the opportunity to share the link once we come back. Please share the link. I'm taking a short commercial break and send your comments as well. Today, I'm not running the show with a guest. I'm running the show alone with you, the audience. I will come back and read your comment and I will end the show. I have very little something to tell you. We already spoke a lot last week. I will come your way next week also. So right now, I am taking a short commercial break whilst you share the link. I take a commercial break now.
Royal Black is Fiaba, Maka Maka. Entertainment and sports, Maka Maka. I say politics, Maka Maka. Royal Black is Assembly Safwa, Bia Assembly Puno, Sanepi Adekami, Ekome Yakotokumi, Ekome Yamisebe, you want love make a hanging, Maka Maka. Royal Black is Fiaba, Maka Maka. All the trending issues, Maka Maka. I say politics, Maka Maka. Entertainment and sports, Maka Maka. RBJ Diaba, where you full from crowd. Assembly Safwa, yeah, Assembly Puno. Assembly Bar, yeah, better. Senya betino sapepepe na yebekano Maka Maka akesane kwedewo wabayue no ni wona je no na ke wabayue no ni wona je no na ke say your politics RBJ beka obeka a sports RBJ beka obeka entertainment suhe RBJ beka obeka trending issues RBJ Beka, Obeka, Maka Maka, Yediabao, Yebeka, Maka Maka, Yediabao, Yebeka.
Thank you so much. Welcome back from that short commercial break. Thank you, my technician. That is marvelous. I am hoping that our people have been able to share the link. Thank you so much for giving me for my long tongue from the very beginning. I need to talk a little bit and then we go on. I'm continuing the last program that we did. We talk about environment, and this is what I have for you today. In the culture of the people, water courses are protected. That's community settlements were built about half a kilometer or more away from their main potable water. This system must be revived. At this juncture, we must take the warning from the People's Liberation Council that lumbering and mining along the headwaters of the Volta Lake is 1,000 times dangerous to the existence of Ghana and Western Togoland. You can tell from past experiences how the fall in the water level of the dam affected the whole country. You will also understand that such activities will lead to silting the dam and endangering aquatic life in the Volta River. The Volta River and the hydroelectric dams are precious to us. All citizens must note that any harm of these assets is a sabotage to both Ghana and Western Togoland. Above all, Western Togolanders must seriously practice waste separation in their homes, schools, streets, and public places. Please, all communities must make it a sign of their civilization now. Please, these are very, very important. I don't know if we do waste separation in our homes. I am not sure in our marketplaces, in the public places, I should say, in our schools. I don't know if we do waste separation. If we don't, we should start doing it now. Don't say you are doing it for anybody. You are doing it for yourself. You are doing it for your own environment. If you teach your child, that little girl, 5 years old girl or 5 years old boy that you are bringing up, if you teach that girl or that boy about waste separation, I am sure if that girl or that boy, your child, go to school, that your child might teach others about waste separation, and the teacher will be like, oh wow, the teacher will be marvelous. You see, so we should embark on activities like this. We should also be aware of activities that destroy our water bodies. Seriously, we need to take this issue seriously. We don't have to wait for anybody to come and tell us to do this. If we have to do waste separation, you don't have government coming to your house to do that for you. You have to do that for yourself. Otherwise, you will end up, having, especially those of us that have gutters around us. If you have a plastic and then we don't properly dispose them, it goes into the gutters. Those things, it doesn't rot. It chokes the gutters. You see, here in America now, when you go to a supermarket, you don't have plastic bag that you put your stuff inside. They've stopped. When you go, they have a real bag and they sell it. You don't even give it to you free. Where it used to be a plastic bag, we used to have it free. You buy, once you buy from the store is responsible for getting you something to put your item inside. Now it has stopped. It has stopped. So they come up with a bag, you buy it. So now we all have bag in our home. If you are going to the market, you carry the bag. If you don't have it, you go, you buy it again. You see? And we have a waste separation. So when you come to my house, my child know where to put recycle waste and a garbage itself and a cardboard. All those things are done from the house. And when you go outside to throw it out, you have the one for recycle, you have the one for normal garbage, you have the one for cardboard and stuff like that. If you have a metal, there's a where you put that one also. You don't just miss anything. And they take care of this, good. That's how make the country clean. When my child is with me in the town, my child eats something, she have to look for a garbage and put it inside. If she want to throw something out, if she don't get a garbage, she will hold it. Sometimes she will ask me to take it, and I have to take it and put it in my pocket. When we walk for some time, we see a garbage, I put it inside. When I'm in my car and they eat, they know they are not supposed to put garbage in my car. So what they do is that they give me the garbage. They don't throw it through the window. But what do we see in our country? You see a car moving, you see a moving car, and before you see somebody throw something out. Somebody drank, what do you call it? Coca-Cola. You see, the can Coca-Cola something or can Fanta, and you throw it away, you throw it into the environment. You see, it was a time you saw a video of a policeman who stopped a highway trotro driver where there was a foreigner inside, and the foreigner ate something and threw the garbage on the street. And the police followed the car and stopped the car and asked the foreigner to go back and pick it. And the police asked him, will you do this in your country? So why should we allow this to be done in our country? Why should Western Togolanders sit idle? Why people litter around them? And this litter turn sickness to affect you yourself. So the People Liberation Council is saying that, I love that they said, above all, Western Togolanders must seriously practice waste separation in their homes. I am not concerned about the schools, streets, and public places. Why? Because we say charity begins at home. If the child go to school and learn about waste separation, and the child come home and you, the parent, you don't do the same, the child, whatever the teacher tell the child, is cosnenti. So whatever you do in the house, the child carry it out. The child will carry the same thing to the school. The child will carry it to the public places. So that's why I love this. And this is not the least. It's the last point, but not the least. Say what? Above all, Western Togolanders must seriously practice waste separation. Seriously, it means this is a canker in Western Togoland. It's a canker in Western Togoland. We don't do waste separation. If you are Western Togolander, if you are craving for what you are asking for and you don't do waste separation, People Liberation Council have given this education, and I'm also using this platform to reach out to you again and say, please and please, for the sake of humanity, for the sake of our environment, for the sake of your own children, please practice waste separation. Even if the government is not doing it, if the government is not asking you to do it, you do it because it is safe for your environment. It is safe for your health. Yes, and this one also goes to our chiefs. I have to be very careful here. Our chiefs and opinion leaders, they are very special to us. And People Liberation Council is also reaching out to them. They are saying that our traditional rulers and opinion leaders, they should take they should be aware that the PSC is challenging them to engage their communities in a healthy competition to make Western Togoland a noble state. The People Liberation Council of Western Togoland is challenging both the traditional rulers, our chiefs, and opinion leaders, also the government officials and our parliamentarians. It's not only our chiefs, so parliamentarians are part of it. Our opinion leaders, our DCEs, whoever, everybody is involved. And People Liberation Council is challenging them to engage their communities in a healthy competition to make Western Togoland a noble state. Even those who don't want to associate themselves with the name Western Togoland must yet involved in collaboratively involving their communities into noble communities. We shall keep our eyes open and looking forward to a brighter future for all in the great union of Ghana and Western Togoland. So if you are opinion leader, if you are a chief, if you are a traditional ruler, if you are MP, if you are DCE, if you are whatever, government official, any position you hold in the community, People Liberation Council is challenging you, say whether you support the idea of Western Togoland or not, you should make sure that you engage your community in a healthy competition. We want the community to be clean. We want the community to be safe. That nobody have to do that for us. We have to do that for ourselves. Let me go to my viewers. I cannot do this without you. Like I said today, my message to you is very short. I'm just continuing what we did the last time. We are still talking about the environment. People Liberation Council is not limited to only good governance. We are also involved in environmental governance, and this is part of the People Liberation Program in environmental governance. For those of you who have been with People Liberation Council for some time, you know People Liberation Council has been on you Some of you have gotten an assignment to go to some area and help them to develop their own area, help them, teach them to get stuff that they were waiting for government to come and do for them for years. They are not getting it. You were tasked to do it. Some of you went and came back and said, we will be arrested. We will be arrested. And that ends the program. And then you lose that. So now we are reminding you that you should do that on your own. People Liberation Council is giving you the way forward. Once we give you this, go and do it your own. Nobody will arrest you. When somebody arrests you, before you were saying because of the name PLC, that's what you'll be arrested for. Fine. Now you don't have the name PLC attached to whatever you are to go and do. You are to listen to what I am saying here on behalf of People Liberation Council for you to take the action. Go out there, help your people, help your community, build a noble community for yourself and for humanity. You are not building it for anybody. Okay, let's see. Here, let me see what I have here. Tetevia, thank you so much. I think Tetevia, I mentioned your name from the very beginning. Oh yeah, I have Jacob. Good evening, brother and sisters. This is Bright Agbeyeye. Okay, Bright, I don't want to read Bright message. I've said here before that this program, we don't want insult. If you are posting something here, please do not insult. But I think this insult goes to me personally, so I will read it. Bright, I will read your message. It's an insult to me personally. I don't have problem with that. But next time, if the people who are in charge of the Western Togoland Situation Room, if they ask me not to be reading such insult, then I will stop reading it. But for now, I'm going to read it. Nonsense. Where is the government? Stop this. Stop this quick. I think that, Bright, you get it wrong. I am not offended by your insult, but I think you get it wrong. What do you want the government to do for you? You have a problem in your community. You have a problem in your environment. Somebody is depleting your environment. Your environment is close to desert. You see, you are not getting it. You haven't get the issue about climate change. You see, you want the government is doing nothing about that, right? And instead of you, maybe the government is not aware of the activities of somebody in your community. Maybe you yourself, you are engaging in some activities that is what? Degrading your own community. Should we have to wait till the government come to tell you to stop? Or do we have to wait until the government tell you how to do it rightly? How would the government know if you, Bright, you don't go and tell the people or inform the government that, listen, somebody is depleting our forest, somebody is destroying our water body, somebody is putting sand in a water course and building a house on water course. When somebody builds on a water course, do you know what that is? When the river overflow, where would the water go? Your room, Mr. Bright. It comes to your room. You'll be happy with that? When that happened, before you be calling the government, if you see what the message I read for the first time. In those days, we said that houses are built half or more kilometers away from water bodies. This is what? It's for preservation of the water bodies. We want to keep them safe and clean for the community. You see? So when people are building, they build it away from the water body. Today we are putting sand in the water bodies, sealing them, and then we are selling those land, and people are building on that. This is what we are saying, that the danger comes to you. Now you are calling this nonsense? I think it's not nonsense, Mr. Bright. You can come again. Thank you so much, Mr. Bright. That's your opinion, but I think that you haven't made any point, because but I'm happy you were able to speak your mind. That's your mind. But next time, don't add insult to it. That's my only problem. Don't add insult. But I am not offended. I don't care if you say nonsense. It's not a problem. Mr. Divine saying that even the assemblies are not yet so civilized to practice waste separation. Oh, okay. Well, so he's saying that the assemblies are not yet civilized to practice waste separation. Very important. Waste separation is very important. And this is what Bright is saying, that we should start talking about this. The government should come and tell you to do waste separation in your homes, Bright. Is that what you want the government to be doing for you? The government will send somebody to come and check you whether you are doing waste separation in your own home? Do you know how much the government will pay for that? Do you remember what we call town council those days? It used to be town council, but we say town council, town council. But the right name, I think, is town council. When they are coming to your home, you see how people will be running, cleaning their rooms, throwing the garbage out. You know that, right? Now we are no more having town council. Do you know how much the government have to pay those people to come to your house to check whether you have sweep around your compound is clean and stuff like that? Government is doing that no more. And we are telling you to do this. Keep your place safe and clean. Keep it safe and clean. Do you have to wait until somebody will be chasing you before you do the right thing? No, Mr. Bright, this is not nonsense. I'm sorry to say that. This is not nonsense. You are entitled to your opinion, but I think it is not nonsense. Bless. Hi, Mr. MIFETU. I thank God for your life. You are really doing a great work for Western Togoland. In fact, the discrimination, tribal bigotry, nepotism method to the people of Volta and Nordness is... I'm coming, please. Forgive me. I lost what I'm reading. I lost what I'm reading. I'm looking for it. Yes. Okay. Notness is becoming unbecoming. Now, if you are looking for jobs and your surname is Ewe name, you are being denied. In the security service, and now recruitment. I'm sorry. This is somebody serious issue, but I'm not laughing. But please, I'm not laughing at what the person wrote actually. In the security services now, recruitment is a political base, tribal base. You can check the statistics. Everything shows Volta region has numerous natural resources to develop the region, but what are we seeing? We must go. We want to go. Streaming live from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Akbanami. Thank you so much, my friend from Saudi Arabia. Oh, goodness. Thank you so much. I know what you are talking about. Well, this is very much of political. Now, if you are looking job in the security services, well, I'm laughing because these days our national security service has become have undergone attack. We have people condemning them of activities, you know. So if people will really want to go into that, they have to prepare for what the public is already have for them, because we are being the security forces are being lambasted every now and then. So, but this is a very serious issue that our brother is raising. That is not so. It's not supposed to be like that. That is why we are also praying that we should take things by ourselves. People Liberation Council have some ideology. They say we should use the amount of freedom that we have to secure for ourselves the rest of the freedom, or the rest of the liberty that we want. So the amount of freedom we have today is that we have the right to do what we can do in our environment that will sustain us. We have the right to do what we can do so that sickness will be away from us. We have the right to create job in our own environment. We should create job in our own environment. If we embark on environmental issue, we will end up creating job. We will end up creating job for people environmentally. So if the job are not there, we go out there, we are not getting the job. If you go to the northern part of Western Togoland, you can see in those days when the Germans were on our land, we have baobab trees, neem trees grow along the streets and all that. Right now, go to the north. There are some other places, like I mentioned the last time. What did I say? I think I said the forest between Kampaliga and Kambalim and Kampaliga. Forgive me about the pronunciation. You see, those forests, you see, if you go and see it right now, the forest is being depleted. You see, but we are hoping, there's assurance that we can make things happen. People Liberation Council have been able to reach out to some people in the north. In those days that we were doing education on the ground, we have people who were also getting seedling from People Liberation Council, and they were planting it at the north. But the arrest and this issue of arresting have discouraged this of some of our people, and they also stopped. But now some of these people are also willing to take it by themselves. It's no longer PSC. That's why we are saying that we are calling on any organization, any government organization, any private organization, any NGO, any individual, any association, anybody at all who want to support People Liberation Council in the cause of environmental protection, the person is welcome. That organization is welcome. That agency is welcome. Please reach out to People Liberation Council and support us in this cause, in our environmental protection. Let's protect the environment, and we will get to where we want to get to. This is coming from Blaise Kombla again. His name is Agbenefa. Blaise Kombla Agbenefa. Thank you for your first message, my friend from Saudi Arabia. Blaise, God bless you for your message. Please let me have your contact, okay? We need to talk privately. Go on Facebook and give me a Facebook request, or send me a message through that, and then we can because now I can't give you my phone number on this particular show. I'm sorry, I used to do that before. Now this comes from Jacob Ahyavi. Is it Ahyavi? Forgive me if I don't pronounce your name well. MIFETU, stop disturbing us in your children's school. In your children's school. In your children's school in USA, do they study or sit on the ground? Go to Georgia Secondary School and see what is happening there. How can these people fix themselves? Mr. Jacob, I don't think that I'm disturbing you. I think I'm giving you some form of information. It's unfortunate that in your school some people can sit on the floor. It's very unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I am not saying that I like that. I know that happened, but does it mean that we should not fix our environment? We shouldn't be concerned about environment. If we don't, our children will go to school and sit in the floor. But if our environment is clean, they go and sit in the floor, they come back home healthy. But if our environment is dirty, they go there and will come back, they'll be sick, because the school itself will be sick. Where the child lives, the school itself says that, I'm sorry, the school itself will be bleeding diseases. And where the child lives, I mean the home itself will also be bleeding diseases. You see, so this is what we want to see. Now, the money, Mr. Jacob, the money that you use to feed that child, you have to use that money to take that child to hospital. And the child goes to the hospital, and the hospital too is dirty. The hospital will be bleeding sickness because the surrounding itself is not clean. When we are talking about environment, it involves everywhere. It's involved everywhere. So going to the hospital, you get some medicine, and you also be breathing some sickness into you at the same time. So how do you get relief? So you just go back and forth like that, from hospital to the house, from house to school, and all these places, nothing will be working out for your health. It's all about sickness. But if your environment is clean, if your environment is healthy, I am sure that if your child sits on the floor itself, your child will be healthy. Now, if you have a school in Georgia and your children are sitting on the floor, what prevents you, Mr. Jacob? What prevents you from getting a chair for them? Go to the community. Tell them that, listen, this school don't have chair for our students. There's no desk. Our children are sitting on the floor. I don't like it. Me as Jacob, I don't like it. I know you also don't like it. Let's come together. Let's contribute something little. It's not money. Those who have money can contribute money. If we don't have money, contribute whatever you are selling, whatever, any means that you make money, you contribute it. We'll use that means to make the money. Somebody is a carpenter. We don't need to pay a carpenter. There's a carpenter in that community. So the contribution from the carpenter is to make those chairs for us for free. What we need to do is get those money and buy the material and give it to the carpenter who is in our own community and do it. And then we give it to the school in the name of the community. Is that not nice? Is it not okay? Is that why you say I should stop talking? Is that not okay? Is that not nice? Okay, don't do this and let your child go to school and sit on the floor. Your child is sitting on the floor, but your child is still going to school. No matter what happened, that child still have to go to school. You are aware, Mr. Jacob, you knew that your child is sitting on the floor. When your child, he or she go to school, he or she sat on the floor. You knew it. But every morning, your child will dress up and go to school and go and sit on the floor. You don't stop your child because you want your child to be educated. So what is wrong if we say that you can take up the challenge? How many years is those schools people are sitting on the floor? How many years from those schools? And how long have you waited on somebody to come and do it for you? And the person is not doing it. So is it not okay if you do it yourself? Oh, that's not okay, right? Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Jacob. Thank you so much for your message. But I think that you are getting the message, because I am not saying the message so that you just listen and sit down. I am saying it. I know you go and think about what I said. The problem can be fixed. Togbi Blanco is here. It's been a long time. My good friend Togbi Blanco. Thank you so much for being here, Togbi Blanco. This is Tetevia. If our community do the duty of government, then we need not pay tax. Well, I don't think so. You still have to pay your tax, Mr. Tetevia. If you are doing that, if you also say you're not going to do it, you are not being a good citizen. We want you to be a good citizen. If you say you are not going to do it because you are paying taxes, yes, you are paying taxes, and mosquito is killing you. You are paying taxes, mosquito is killing you. So because you are paying taxes, you should sit down and let mosquito kill you. That's what you are saying. Okay, if you want to clean it or stop the mosquito, you want to stop paying taxes. Okay, you stop paying taxes, and the government also stop paying the teachers in your classroom. The government stop paying the nurses and the doctors in your hospitals. You see? You see, I am not holding brief for the government. The government is supposed to do a lot of stuff for you guys. I'm not saying that I'm holding brief for them. This is not me supporting the government or me against the government. What I'm saying is that do the little thing you can do for yourself. But this kind of mentality will not push us forward. This kind of mentality will not make us a noble state. We want our country, Western Togoland, to be a noble state. We want it to be a country of green. We want it that way. So you have to do what you have to do for yourself. You are not doing it for your government. Cleaning your gutters to avoid a breeding ground for mosquito to bite you and give you malaria. That one you say because the government is taking your taxes, you will not do it. Then you sit down and get sickness. Sit down and get malaria, and the little money you have, take it to your hospital. You go to the hospital, the surrounding is dirty. It's dirty because somebody say, I'm not going to clean that around the surrounding of the hospital because the person is paying tax. So you move from your house and go to the hospital. That surrounding is dirty. That is clean. That even itself is a sickness. The sick is there. And see if it will work for you. Your street lights are not there. Your children cannot walk in the night. You yourself, Tetevia, you can't walk in the night because there is no street light. You are afraid. So if you can organize your community and get a street light, what is wrong with that? Oh, you will not do it because you pay taxes. Don't do it, and you too, you can't go out. Don't do it, and you will impose unnecessary curfew on yourself. Indirectly, you put curfew on yourself. 6 to 6. After 6, you can't go out because the street is not safe. You see, this is what People Liberation Council is saying, that please pay heed to our message. Pay attention to what we are teaching you. We are not asking you to do it for the government. We are asking you to do it for yourself so you'll be healthy. Tetevia, Mr. SETH, please, Western Togoland vote for union. Where is the union document? Well, we have talked about that many, many times. You want to divert my attention, Tetevia. I will let you go there. Okay, thanks so much. That's Tetevia again. Ben, Mr. Jacob Anyave, from making chairs and tables from the local material in the area. Mr. Jacob Ahiabe from making chairs and tables from the local materials in the area. Okay, I think Mr. Adeli want to say that we can make chairs and tables from the local material in the area. So you don't even have to go far away to get the material. You get the material in the locality. You see what I just said? You get the material in the locality. You see, so what do you need? You could have a carpenter in the locality. So if the carpenter is there, the carpenter also have children in the same school. The carpenter children are also sitting on the floor. So the carpenter will be happy and be more than willing to do those chairs. If you can get the material from the community, you can get the same material from there. The carpenter will be ready and willing to do it, to make those tables and chairs. This is Ahiabe again. Mr. Seth, you are telling me to go and build a nice building to the schools while the government are making money in it. What you are telling me is it? What are you telling me? It should be. I don't remember telling you to go and build a nice building, school building for anything. But there is nothing wrong to build a school for your own community, Mr. Harvard. There is nothing wrong with that. One of my programs, I'll be talking about development, and I'll talk about a whole community. Today in Western Togoland, maybe you don't know, there are schools from the kindergarten, JSS. Those time was JSS, and A-level and O-level those time, and all the way to the university. It was built by the community. Today, those schools are there. I will mention the area, and Mr. Hava, I know you know the area because where you are coming from. I can see your name, like somebody said, where your name is mentioned, we actually know where you are coming from. So today, those community, the schools over there was built by the members of the community without the government personnel. It was built by the members of the community. Why is it that the generation of today, you don't want to do anything for yourself? All that you want is do it for me, do it for me, do it for me. What are you doing for yourself? Why are we deviating from this course? Our forefathers know that we can do this by ourselves. We can do things for ourselves. If your father is feeding you, it does not mean your father should do everything for you. It does not mean that. Your father will do something and something you have to do it for yourself. Your father will give you food and sometimes you have to go and get the food from the fridge or get it somewhere and eat. Your father will just put the food down. You don't expect him to put it back in your mouth. Those times has passed. The time that your father has to feed you with a spoon and all that is past. So please, let us do stuff for ourselves too. If I'm saying that we are doing to do stuff for yourself, I don't think it is wrong. It is your community. What about those communities that build school for themselves? Their children now have a better school that they are attending. And Mr. Hiaber, I know you too, you benefited from those schools. I don't know where you came from, where you come from, but maybe when I get there, you will tell me whether you benefited from those schools. You might not even have a history about how those schools you attended, how it was built. Maybe those schools were built by members of the community. You don't know. You have no idea. But I'll bring you in my other program when I'm doing the development issue. We'll talk about schools that were built by community members themselves. So we should not shy away from our own responsibility. We should stop asking every time this, that, give her this, give her that. If the thing is not coming, you don't have a school, and the community can build school. The last time we saw a video where members of some community from a long time, we saw the video where they were complaining about they don't have a school in their community and their children have to cross a river before going to school. And we saw students putting their uniform in a pan, they swim across the river, and then when they get to the other side of the river, the other side of the bank, the river bank, they will dress up and then go. And some of them have to climb tree in the way to avoid the river and stuff like that. And then the community gathered and they started building a school. Something like that. We saw the video. It was on the news. So you should not do it. What we are telling you, it is something. If you have such a problem in your community, you don't have to wait. How long? those communities, they said if your child is not 10 years, the child cannot go to school. Why? Because that less than 10 years, the child will not be able to swim across the river. You see? So if you have to build a school so that your child can start learning, when the child passes certain age, when you teach the child, it doesn't get to the head. Trust me. When the child passes certain age, if you are teaching the child, nothing gets there. So the child pick up from the early stage. There's a stage that the child has to start learning. So if we can build schools in our community so that Jacob, your own son, your own daughter can go, it's not okay. It's not better than saying that you are paying tax and stuff like that. Thank you so much. I know my time is up. I don't want to go over. I have a question and answer. Last week, some people gave me some question and I sent it to the situation room for them to provide answers for those questions. But I think my time is up. I don't know if I can quickly run into those questions and do a quick one. Let me do the very quick one from those questions. Last week when I had my program on talk about environmental governance, which is today the continuation, some people sent a few questions. This is the question. Why is the PLC still concerned about Ghana's laws, even though they are using them to suppress us? The PLC is concerned about Ghana's law, even though they were using the law to suppress the people of Western Togoland. That's what the question said. I said I was not going to answer this myself, and I sent it to the Western Togoland situation room for them to provide me answers so that I will not be speaking only my mind. And now this is what they said. They are not using the laws. They are rather misusing the laws to hide the wicked intention to keep Ghana and Western Togoland under corrupt governance forever. We remember that the People Liberation Council Secretary General was kidnapped and robbed and then dumped in police cell for some time. He said later handed to the court. Later he was handed to the court, but the prosecution recommended that his plea should not be taken because they are still investigating. We must say, taking someone to court before looking for a crime to paste on him and slaughter him is a misuse of law. Therefore, the PLC would never change its decision to advocate forum obedience to the natural laws, the international laws, and the laws of your various countries and communities. Yes, these are the things. People Liberation Council will never stop asking you to be obedient to the laws. It could be international law, the laws of your country, the laws of your community, the natural laws. People Liberation Council will not stop telling you that. You must obey those laws. It doesn't matter. We'll give you an example where the Secretary General of People Liberation Council was kidnapped. They themselves say he was arrested. He was never arrested. And then he was thrown to court without lawyer. They took him to court without giving him the opportunity to inform his lawyer to come and defend him. That is against the law, but they did it. So they went to court. They did not have anything to label him. When he pleaded not guilty, he pleaded with the court. They asked the court to not grant his plea because they are now going to investigate. Gone are the days where people got arrested before we go ahead and investigate. Today, before you arrest somebody, you are sure of the crime before you arrest the person. So all those things is just a misuse of the law. It is not using the law to suppress the people. If this happened, it is not a use of the law. The law didn't say that. That is a misuse of the law. So those who said those questions, please get it right. That anything against you in this form is a misuse of the law. The law didn't say that. This is why I said I will not answer this question myself. So get that yourself, because I'm talking about the environment today. I'm not talking about, but this question came and I have to actually do justice to it. So my next question, I'm reading this question and no more. The other questions I'll keep it for next time. Why was the PSC chosen to be talking about the environment when all others are talking about independence? The PSC chose to talk about the environment where other groups are talking about independence. Oh, go ahead and talk about independence. Can you be independent without a proper environment? Are we not independent already? Well, I don't know. I know that we are independent already, but I don't know. Some people who say they want independence, they can go ahead and get the independence for you. I'm not saying that don't go ahead. Let's see what the Situation Room said. We are aware that we are already independent. Oh, you are. That's what I said. But we lack good governance, which includes environmental governance. We are not limited to that alone. We are also concerned with all aspects of the evolution of the Union of Ghana and Western Togoland. That is why we are also promoting education on development. We shall come out soon with other sensitization programs on development, education, health, and gender issues. You may visit our website and social media platforms for more insight. Good for you. That is what is coming from People Liberation Council to you. I've done for the day. Thank you so much. I do not have any question, any comment. This is coming from I have a Jacob. He said, in your child school in USA, who built them? The schools in here, some of the schools were built by the government and some were built by the community themselves. Trust me, community work is not only done in Western Togoland, it's done everywhere. If you come here, some recreational centers were built by the community. Even here in America, we have a council, like the community. If you want to construct a park, it must come from the community. The community have to have a meeting and approve it. If they don't, you cannot. If you want to do some toll, road toll and stuff like that, you can construct the road all right. But if you want to make a toll, if the people say no, you don't do it. So please, here people do things for themselves. Community do things for themselves. You understand what I'm saying, Mr. Hiaber? So the schools that my child went, or first time when he went to Head Start, the Head Start that my child went was built by the community. It was not built by the government. But it was built by the community and the government funded it. So the children go to school free because the government is funding the school. But the school was not built by the government. In actual fact, by the state, because here is a different ball game. We have the central government, which is the president, and then we have the state, and we have the governor. So we have states. So the state is the one funding it, not the government. You can call it the government, but we are referring to the state, not the central government. No, or here we have the federal government. Ghana have a central government. We have a federal government. You see, but the state, federal government have nothing to do here. So our state didn't build when my kids, all the Head Start that my children went to was built by the community. It was not built by the state. Get that? Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Hiaber, for your question. I am sure, Mr. Hiaber, you just want to pull my leg a little bit, but I am sure that I am giving it to you as it is. What I want to you, that next time I want to hear from you what you have done, Mr. Hiaber. Go to your community and start doing something. I know if you can't do nothing at all, you can go and plant coconut tree. If you need some seedling, you can talk to me directly. That's one I can provide you coconut seedling for free. Trust me. I will send you where you should go and get it. You know where I come from? I come from Nechiama. You know what I mean? So I have a lot of coconut seedling that I can offer you personally, not from People Liberation Council, personally. So, Mr. Hiaber, if you don't know what to do at all, you can also go and educate your community about waste separation. That is very important. PSC have hammered that especially very important waste separation, Mr. Hiaber. You can also educate your people to do that. You don't have to tell anybody about PSC. PSC is not telling you go and do it in their name. Do it in your name. When you get arrested, they arrest you in your name. They don't arrest you in the name of PSC. So that you tell me, oh, if I'm doing this in the name of PSC, I'll be arrested. Do it in your personal name. PSC only giving you the education, tell you what to do. If a teacher teach you in your classroom, you go home, you apply whatever the knowledge, whatever you get from the classroom, you apply it. If you get arrested, it is your own cup of tea. But I'm sure nobody will arrest you for planting trees, for protecting your environment, for doing the waste separation. Who arrests you for that? Mr. Hiaber, who arrests you for that? Your children don't have a chair and desk to sit on in school. If you can organize the community and get chairs and desks for them, who will arrest you for that? That nobody will arrest you. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I have wasted enough time. I love you, everybody. Thank you for your message. I'm not angry with anybody. Whatever you say, I'm okay with it. This is a platform for us to learn, and we are all learning. Thank you so much. I'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Give your leg back, plumb me. Lenya bon blole wo mutila yeah anya de kako baby mafia is there a place for the hopeless sinner who has hurt all mankind just to save his own? Believe it.
My name is Eunice Cromwell, and I'm the business manager of the Ghana National Council. Make sure you always watch